The new year dawns with a familiar promise, a chance to hit the reset button. We set ambitious goals, fueled by the afterglow of holidays and the allure of a fresh start. Gyms overflow with resolutioners, journals brim with ambitious plans, and self-help books fly off the shelves. Yet, as January melts into February, the initial enthusiasm begins to wane. The treadmill gathers dust, the journal lies forgotten, and the ambitious plans collect figurative cobwebs. This cycle of initial zeal, followed by rapid decline, is a shared experience for many. Why do our well-intentioned New Year's goals often crumble before February arrives? The answer lies not in a lack of willpower or good intentions, but in a fundamental misunderstanding of how lasting change is created. We often pin our hopes on motivation, that fleeting feeling of inspiration, rather than building sustainable systems that support our goals even when motivation wanes. Motivation, that surge of enthusiasm that propels us to action, is often seen as the holy grail of achievement. We wait for it to strike, hoping it will carry us through the drudgery of pursuing our goals. However, motivation is a fickle friend. It ebbs and flows, influenced by external factors and our ever-changing emotional states. Relying solely on motivation to achieve our goals is like building a house on shifting sand. It might stand strong for a while, but it's only a matter of time before the foundation crumbles. The motivation myth, a concept explored by Jeff Hayden, aptly describes this phenomenon. We often believe that success requires us to be constantly motivated, but the truth is far more nuanced. Sustainable change is not about chasing fleeting feelings of inspiration, but about establishing consistent habits and systems that propel us towards our goals even when motivation takes a backseat. Another common pitfall in goal setting is our tendency to fixate on outcomes rather than the processes that lead to them. We set our sights on losing weight, writing a book, or getting a promotion, but we often neglect to define the daily actions that will pave the path to those outcomes. This outcome-oriented approach sets us up for disappointment. When we focus solely on the end goal, the journey can seem daunting, and every setback can feel like a failure. This can lead to discouragement and ultimately cause us to abandon our goals altogether. To break free from this trap, we need to shift our focus from the what to the how. Instead of obsessing over the finish line, we need to define the small, actionable steps we can take each day to move closer to our desired outcomes. Enter systems, the unsung heroes of lasting change. A system is a set of interconnected habits and routines that, when executed consistently, produce desired results. Think of it as a framework for success, a reliable roadmap that guides you toward your destination, even when motivation wanes. Consider the example of someone aiming to lose weight. An outcome-based goal would be to lose 10 pounds. A systems-based approach, on the other hand, would focus on establishing healthy habits like cooking more meals at home, incorporating daily exercise, and practicing portion control. By focusing on the process, the individual creates a sustainable lifestyle change that leads to weight loss as a natural byproduct. The effectiveness of systems is not merely anecdotal. It's backed by scientific research. A study published in the British Journal of Health Psychology found that participants who focused on implementing a specific plan for exercise were significantly more likely to stick to their workout routines compared to those who merely set a goal to exercise more. This highlights the power of systems in bridging the gap between intention and action. When we have a clear plan in place, we are less reliant on willpower and more likely to follow through with our desired behavior. Section 6. A case for consistency. Sarah's story. Let's look at Sarah, an aspiring writer who dreamt of publishing a novel. For years, she'd set the same New Year's resolution: write a book. Yet, every year, the goal felt overwhelming and she'd abandon it by February. This year, Sarah decided to try a different approach. Instead of focusing on the daunting task of writing a complete novel, she committed to writing for just 30 minutes each morning before work. She created a system, a designated punctuated writing space, a specific time slot, and a simple rule to write for 30 minutes, regardless of inspiration. Months later, Sarah was surprised to find herself halfway through her first draft. By focusing on the process and building a consistent writing habit, she'd achieved more than she had in years of setting outcome-based goals. Section 7. Building your success system. Building effective systems isn't about rigid rules or complicated frameworks. It's about identifying the small, actionable steps that, when repeated consistently, lead to significant progress over time. Here are some key steps to building your success system. First, break down your goals. Deconstruct your larger goals into smaller, manageable tasks that you can incorporate into your daily or weekly routine. Next, establish clear triggers. Identify specific cues that will prompt your desired behavior. For example, you could decide to meditate for 10 minutes every morning after you brush your teeth. Finally, optimize your environment. Shape your surroundings to support your goals. Remove distractions. Make healthy choices easily accessible. And surround yourself with visual cues that remind you of your aspirations. Section 8. The power of small wins. One of the most powerful aspects of a systems-based approach is that it allows you to celebrate small wins along the way. Each completed task, no matter how small, is a victory that reinforces your commitment and keeps you motivated. These small wins trigger the release of dopamine in the brain, creating a sense of satisfaction and fueling our desire to continue the behavior. This positive feedback loop is essential for maintaining momentum and building lasting habits. Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. By breaking down your goals and celebrating your progress, you transform the seemingly insurmountable into a series of achievable milestones. Section 9. Embrace the journey. As we navigate the year ahead, let us shift our focus from the fleeting allure of motivation to the power of consistent action. Embrace the journey, celebrate the small wins, and remember that lasting change is not a sprint but a marathon. By building sustainable systems that support our goals, we equip ourselves not only to achieve our New Year's resolutions, but to create lasting, positive change in all areas of our lives. So, let us step into the year ahead, not with the pressure of unrealistic expectations, but with the quiet confidence of knowing that consistency, not intensity, is the key to unlocking our full potential.